everyone. Nicola here with the Clear Word. Today our memory verse is going to be found in Obadiah 1, verse 13. And that is Obadiah 1, verse 13. And it says, "Why did you go into Jerusalem and loot their cities after their enemies had gone and they were too weak to resist you? Why did you gloat over their suffering and misery as you seized the last of what they had?" So here, if we read a little further ahead, we'll find out that here they're talking about the destruction of Jerusalem, and the person who is speaking is Obadiah. This is the prophecy of Obadiah, telling what he saw in a vision. The Lord said about Edom. So they're talking about Edom. So obviously the history is Jerusalem was destroyed, and Edom was a neighboring country, or neighboring people of a country next to Jerusalem. And when Jerusalem was being destroyed, they didn't do anything. So then Obadiah is saying that it's bad for them, obviously, that so just one before it says, "Why did you gloat over the misfortune of your brothers in Judea? Why were you glad on the day of their destruction? Why did you laugh at them in the day of their distress when they were marching off into captivity?" Okay, so when the Babylonians, or whoever it was, I believe it was the Babylonians at the time, when they came to destroy Jerusalem, the surrounding nations didn't do anything. They laughed, they gloated, and then after the people had gone with the slaves, the Babylonians, or the capturers had gone with their captives, those in the surrounding country came and looted and took the remainder of whatever. Remember, they said that they left the weak and all of that. Anyway, so now God is saying, like, why did you do that? Because that was your brother. And then the next one says, "You stood at the crossroad and killed those who ran for safety. You stood there and caught those who escaped from their enemies and handed them over to the captives. The day of the Lord is near for you. As you have done, so will be done to you. Your cruelty and mercilessness will return on your head. You will go back at what you will get back what you have given." So that's a serious offense here. And if we want to put it into present day, we can see that sometimes, us Christians, we have problems, and there are other Christians like ourselves in the same church or in the same household or whatever. Something is happening to a Christian. If it's happening to a Christian, it's happening to all Christians. For example, like when a sister or brother is being sanctioned or is being how do you say radié? Sanctioned and whatever the other word is in English, which means disfellowshipped. There you go. So there are a lot of people who seems to be happy and they're gloating and they're like, "Oh yeah, and then she did this and then she did that, and don't forget when she did this, and don't forget," that's wrong. What they're saying is you're supposed to be sad with those who are sad and happy with those who are happy. So if someone is in ways of destruction, or something is bad is happening to them, you're not to sit there and gloat and be happy about it. You're supposed to help them, comfort them, see ways that you can alleviate their sufferings and not add to it, right? Like these Israelites had done. And then they said, "These are your brothers. These are not like enemies of yours. These are people who you're supposed to call brother." So it's the same thing with us as Christians. Like, we have fellow members of our church, or even family members too, like as siblings or cousins, or whatever relationship you have with the individual, even coworkers. Like, if you have a certain relationship where you are supposed to be one and united, if something happens to the other person, you're supposed to suffer from it as well and help them in whatever way that you can, but not add to their misery, not give them up, and find other ways where you can destroy them. And they actually said that they killed those who were trying to run away. Like, why would you do that to your own brother, right? And it seems like it's so far-fetched. Like, why would someone be so cruel? But obviously it happened, and it can happen today, and I'm sure it has happened today. Again, like I said, the best example that I can choose is that where people are being sanctioned in church, or they're being disfellowshipped in church, and then you find like brethren who are just like so happy, like, "Yeah, I saw that coming, and that's good for her." And it's Obviously, you're supposed to be just and you're supposed to tell the truth, right? But if they didn't ask you about 2 years ago, mind your business, right? Like, it doesn't matter right now. It's not going to even either add or subtract from their time or whatever. It's just going to make them look even worse. And so, what's the point? If you didn't tell whatever secret you knew 4 years ago, 10 years ago, what does it matter if you tell it now? And the only reason you're doing it is because you want to bring them lower than they already are. God is punishing them. Let God deal with them. And that's the truth. Like, God will punish his children because he loves them. So, but don't add to their punishment because you feel like you're helping God out. No, boo, don't help God because then it's going to turn back on you. When their time of liberty comes, it'll be your time of suffering. And even while they're in captivity, God will be reminded that you were trifling, and he will repay you what you did. In the same way, if you were kind to them, if you were helpful, if you were a comforter, like, he will support you, he will help you, and he will repay you for the kindness that you showed them. Okay, so let's not be gloaters and people who stomp a person while they're down. Let's be a person who will uplift, a person who says, I have your back, and who's not going to deliver them to their enemies, right? We want to be, especially if they're siblings, brethren, co-workers, or whoever they are that have a close relationship. You shouldn't do that to your worst enemy, let alone to someone who you call a fellow friend, family, right? So, in any case, I hope you guys had a wonderful week last week, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. My week was great as usual. Great things happening to me. Check my other vlogs, my other videos, and you'll see what is taking place in my life. This is the year that I'm going to make $1 million. If you want to see that journey, check out my millionaire challenge video or YouTube channel, and you shall see what I'm up to. And if you decide that you want to do the same thing I'm doing, come along and share your journey as well. I'll see you next time. Bye.